Hi everyone, welcome. Doing a little extra video today. Just waiting for my friend Ashton to show up. Then we can get started with some brunch and tea. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I can do that. There we go. Hi, welcome. I'm just waiting on Ashton and she'll be here momentarily. I have my recipe card at the top of the screen if you're interested in what I will be making today. All right, I'm hitting that invite. There. Hi, how's it going?
Oh, okay, I'm in here. I wasn't sure. I was like, where's it at?
You're gonna have to let me know. I'm gonna play music this time, and so you're gonna have to let me know about the volume on that.
Okay. So you're going to be making creamy kale eggs, shrimp and grits, and a tea mocktail.
Oh yeah. And
Everyone,
this
please
is
make sure you're tapping the screens and sharing the live. Let's try to get her to 5K likes, and please share this live with 5 of your friends and family, even if I'm one of those people on the list. And then
we can
we'll
just
let
copy the
Taylor
link.
talk.
That works too. Like if you don't have any friends, which I get it, you can just copy the link, and that works the same.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of starting, just jump starting my cocktail at the end. And I'm just brewing some tea, but I'm also dicing up some ginger. This is a ginger green tea that I'm using. And I'll be making a mocktail, but when it comes to mocktails, ginger beer and fresh ginger, like if you make a ginger simple syrup, those are going to be your best friends because it's going to add you that tart punch that you don't typically get with, typical fruit juice mixes. Like it requires some sort of punch when you're making a mocktail, I think.
Andrea's in here. I love anything with ginger. Ginger is so good.
Oh, yes, it really is. I'm just adding extra ginger to my ginger green tea because I want it.
Spicy. I love it. I could just like have I could make like just shots and teas and stuff with ginger. Hi,
Yeah.
Karen. Hey guys, make sure you're tapping those screens and sharing the live, and please leave Food Talk TV a follow if you haven't already.
Just getting this nice and minced and pressed and
Why don't everyone tell me where they're from while she is mincing up her garlic? Hey, Mullen, can you hand me my nose spray? I can't breathe.
just some hot water.
Thank you, sweetie.
I don't know that it's not right cool. I haven't done nearly as much research on tea soaking as I have done with like mustard and stuff, but Alton Brown says 10 minutes, no more, no less. Although I can correct him on some mustard things, so who knows?
Well, I like to put in like 4 tea bags into a tiny cup with a lot of hot water and just let it sit there for like 30 minutes and really seep. And then I squeeze out the tea bags and then I use that tea to make other tea.
Ooh, nice.
Because I like it to be very strong and potent.
I should have grabbed another bag because sometimes I'll brew a tea, but a lot of tea bags and a little bit of water, but I'll also have some sugar in there, so it's like a tea simple to add to cocktails.
I love tea. I could like drink tea all day.
All right, now I've got my shrimps. Switching over to my seafood tray here. Now I'm going to be peeling and deveining the shrimp, but I want to keep the tails on just for presentation purposes. And when you cook the shrimp with the tail on, you get more flavor. But I'm going to take off the shell so that way I can store or start a stock. but I'm also going to devein.
You know what you can also do with a shell after your stock?
Mm-hmm.
You can make a shrimp paste using a lot of Asian cooking. You just grind it up.
Ooh, that's an idea I never thought of before. That's good.
Do you mind moving the camera down just a little bit more so we can watch the process and you can
Yeah,
tell us
yeah,
how to
totally.
devein? Really teach us how to devein the shrimp. And Karen says she's from Pennsylvania. Where is everyone else from?
Okay, I'm trying to preserve the tail on here, but you know what? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
If you have scissors, it's easier to just cut it.
Hmm?
If you have kitchen scissors, it's easier to cut it.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is.
South
And I'm
Carolina, Laura.
I'm also going to be butterflying the shrimp, and even though the vein is over here, I'm going to be reaching to it from here. Oh, I did grab a toothpick, because that may help me out.
I love grits.
Oh, me too.
Nolan, have you ever had grits? Should I make you some grits one
I
day?
went on a kick there for a bit where I just kept doing different
It's
types
fun.
of grits. Like I would do, there's a Thai one I do that I really love that's with coconut milk, and I'll do chili oil and bamboo shoots and all sorts of Asian flavors. So I butterflied it, right? So it kind of makes the shrimp appear bigger as well. But as I butterfly it enough, there's the vein. These are the intestines. And honestly, when you're cooking the shrimp, it's negligible to the taste. It's a personal preference thing. Um, Definitely for
Well,
presentation purposes, it doesn't affect the taste too much.
it's
So
also bacteria because if people don't know, it's poop. And with people who have issues like me, my health issues, we're supposed to clean our shrimps and fish and
got to
everything
be
because
extra particular.
yeah, because of the bacteria. Not to mention bacteria in seafood if it hasn't been cooked properly, been sitting, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just adds on to that whole
So yeah,
bacteria.
I may have cut a bit too deep on here, but I pulled that out, and then when we cook, it's just going to look. Ooh, I have an alarm on my phone. And then if you're doing a lot of these, I keep my shrimp in an ice bath, so that way, I'm not feeling rushed to hurry up and finish up.
Right, that cuts down on the bacteria growth as well. So that's really smart.
Absolutely.
Rhonda says, I cook cheese grits and shrimp with leftover shrimp from a crawfish and shrimp bowl. So good.
Ooh, ooh, a crawfish boil themed shrimp and grits. That sounds like my kind of meal.
Thank you, Brittany. She says, I love your guest. She's so sweet.
There we go.
You're a pro. It's like bubble gum shrimp over here. But no, I didn't even know what shrimp paste was until I watched a BuzzFeed video and they were doing like, the $500 ingredients versus the $10 ingredients.
Hmm.
And the pro chef was, I think she was a Korean lady, and she didn't have all the ingredients that she had picked out because, it was a swap. And
Hmm.
so she made shrimp paste from her shrimp shells and stuff to go into like her ramen and things like that she was making her dumplings. And I thought that was so cool. And it really gave a lot of flavor, is what they said. I mean, I didn't taste it, but that's what they said.
Oh yeah, I love that. I mean, I typically buy shrimp pastes, but that's just one of those things that I never thought to make. But now that you mention it, I feel like an idiot.
I bet you can make like a shrimp paste with mustard. I bet that would be a kind of a spicy
Oh yeah,
candy.
with a hot mustard, I would be down for that.
Yeah, I
And
bet
cool
that would be
part
good.
about butterflying your shrimp as you do it, I'm putting it back in my ice bath. I washed my shrimp first and then I put them in an ice bath. So I can just put them back in the ice bath and I'll know that I already dealt with it because it's butterflied.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it's like, come on, that vein is like right there. Do I have to go through the other side? And a lot of times, no. Ah,
Thank you for the gifts, RX.
oh
He sent
yes,
me
oh yes.
some chiles.
So my husband, he uses the smoker a lot. Oh, all one piece. And like those giant charcoal bags, they're put together with a string, that kind of weaves in there. And it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's just so thrilling when you can like pull the string all at once. And
Yeah.
that's the feeling I just had with
It's
the,
very satisfying.
yeah, super satisfying.
Uh, what I like to do is I like to have a wet paper towel next to me so I can just wipe my fingers off on it.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I have very shrimpy hands right now. Oh yeah, I'm just going in through this way. A lot of times I'll butterfly it and take it out that way, but I don't think these shrimp are quite jumbo enough for that technique.
Now,
Ah, so sad.
are they tiger prawns or
They're like medium large. Like there's nowhere on the label it says prawns.
uh
So,
I love shrimp.
me too. And 'tis the season. And I love shrimp because like you can make it on so many. I didn't butterfly this one. You can make it on so many like cold dishes. I mean, shrimp cocktail. Hello.
And you can even do a ceviche. You can do all kind of stuff with shrimp. Hey guys, please make sure you're tapping the screens and please share the live. Please make sure you're following Food Talk TV if you're not. You can hit the little peach heart up there. I agree with you, Homebrew City. It needs
What
more
up, homebrew?
mustard. And welcome RX into the chat.
What up, RX? I love it when I have friends in here.
Homebrew says needs more mustard.
I haven't gotten to that part yet. I promise I'm using mustard in here. Now, there were a couple of lives that I did where, ooh, that's satisfying. Come on. There were a couple of lives I did where, like, I would make something that just did not have mustard in it, and people were just so confused. It's like, okay, that's fine. But here lately, rather than me thinking about, what would go well with mustard, I've been thinking, what do I want and how do I put mustard in it? And I've been having way more luck with that.
He says
Go
no
about.
tomato vinegar reduction, so basically ketchup.
Boo! Boo!
I got that. That was pretty smart, Homebrew. How you came up with that wordplay is nice.
Boo! Almost done with these.
Do you cook shrimp a lot?
Not a whole lot, but frozen shrimp is something I just keep in my freezer because it lasts a long time and it's easy to thaw.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot, but I love cooking with shrimp. A lot of times though, I just purchase the already deveined stuff because this is not my favorite activity. And I know they sell tools to devein shrimp, but I don't know. I don't need another tool that only has one job. I have enough kitchen stuff.
You can never have too much kitchen stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I'm running out of space.
Especially if you're a cook.
Oh yeah.
I love kitchen stuff.
Yeah, I'm having to like expand what I'm doing for storage right now because what I got isn't working. There we go. And with my shells, I've just been tossing them in this little pot of water here.
Yeah. Because you're going to make a shrimp stock, and I'm guessing a shrimp paste now.
Right. Which, like, some of the times the vein is going to be like really close to the surface where I can just use a toothpick and pull it. But that's not always the case. So that's why going through the backside works. as
Hey,
well. And
Roman, why
plus,
don't you tell me where you're from and make sure you're tapping the screen so we're only at 1K likes. As much as we
boo.
appreciate that, we really need to get that higher up because whenever you tap the screen, it tells TikTok that you like us. And if you're a fan of Taylor here or myself, it means the world to us to see those likes go up. Also, please share this live from please share this live with 5 of your friends and family. Oh, this one girl just popped up here and she says, I'm from
Oh,
Sweden.
well, it's just really embarrassing if I don't get enough likes, so don't embarrass me, y'all. All right, gonna move my shrimpiness out.
It's my friend watching the live. She came to visit me today.
Who's visiting you today?
My friend Malin, the girl that said I'm from Sweden there.
Oh, that's awesome.
She came to visit me today because I'm not feeling my best. And she's making me a rhubarb pie. I've never ate rhubarb before, so.
Well, there went my knife. I gotta wash that real quick. I'm coming right back.
Make sure you're tapping the screens, you guys. Share the live.
Next up, I'm gonna start working on my kale. I have a whole bunch of kale. I bought, or my husband got me a bunch of kale from the store, but then I also have some mustard greens and 2 other varieties of kale from my garden. So I don't know how much kale I'm going to be using here. I wish I could have made this recipe with just mustard greens, but my store did not have them. I'll tell you though, every time I go to Walmart, they're always there. They always have mustard greens, and they're always way cheaper than like kale or turnip greens or other bitter greens. And I don't understand that because I think mustard greens are just way more flavorful.
It's because they're really bitter. And it's
If you
hard to
don't
get
know what you're
all
doing.
of that. It's hard to get all the bitter taste out. And a lot of people didn't have grandmas to tell them how to do it. And I told you how to do it, I think one time with the pecans.
I mean, there's so many ways to go about it, but I didn't even think of the pecans. That's a pretty good call. But I'll be doing something a little different to make these greens a little less bitter because I know they're not quite palatable to everyone.
Do you know what you can do to make that quicker where you don't have to do that?
Just do that?
No. You can pull them through your colander. The little hole. Just pull them through the colander and then they're all in that bowl.
I think I was using my colander as a diffuser, so I'm not going to grab mine, but I do like that.
A lot of people don't know that it's called a colander either. They call it a strainer.
Oh, yeah. Is colander a Southern thing? Because I mean, I've heard both.
Well, my granny calls it the drainer, so I don't think so.
This is a mustard green. And when it comes to these bitter greens, typically the small ones are going to be okay to eat raw. They're going to be a little bit more mild. This is my red Russian kale that I grew.
I discovered something that I really liked here in Sweden. They made like a beef bourguignon. I can't say it. But they fried kale in a pan with butter and parsnips and carrots and potatoes and with root vegetable chips. And then they put it on top of that beef, and it was so good. Sorry, I'm just having a difficulty time breathing today.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
If I sound funny.
You mean more funny than usual?
Yeah.
Yep, just rolling these up, and I did wash these heavily before I started, and I'm just removing the stems from them. I did wash them heavily. Even if you purchased a package that says they're already washed, give them another wash. I mean, I do that with all my produce anyway, no matter how many times they tell me. that they're washed. Just a good practice.
I like to wash my stuff with baking soda and water.
I haven't heard baking soda, but I'll do vinegar from time to time.
And if you do salt water, and sometimes you can even put flour in the water, and the dirt will cling to the flour.
Oh, right on.
Tap the screens, you guys. Share the live. Please make sure you're following Food Talk TV.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hustle on this. I told myself I don't need to be in a rush all the time, but I just looked at the time and I'm like, maybe I can be in a little bit of a rush. Just a little bit.
You're doing great.
See if I have more interesting kale pieces. Yeah, this is a red Russian kale, and I do have some of my black magic kale. I didn't have very much of my black magic kale yet, but kale is in the same plant family as mustard, so it's not too far off of a taste if you use mustard greens instead. Wish I would have been able to use mustard greens for this one, but I did pick some from my garden. It's just late in the mustard season. So mustard is a spring and fall crop. So during the summer, it's not a fan, especially since I'm in the South.
Oh yeah, mustard greens are healthy. Anything that's green like that is healthy. It's got nitrates in it, antioxidants, tons of minerals and vitamins.
Oh, so good for you. All the bitter greens on.
It's kind of like cabbage. They're really good for your heart, kidneys, liver. They're really good to like help detox stuff out of the body.
It's the same species as cabbage.
Mustard, the taste of mustard greens, they're just like collard greens or turnip greens, but they have like a kick to them. They have a little bit of a bite.
Oh, yeah. But if you cook them for a while, and I'm going to show you another technique I use, you can get them to where they're not too bitter and they're more mild.
You thought I was cooking? Nah.
Because I've even done things where I've, like I made a mustard green and artichoke dip once. And like that was, for me, it was just so great because it just was a bit more savory. Okay. Oh, another mustard green. Which of course for my mustard greens, I had to really inspect these greens because there's particular pests that are sneaky little guys that are responsible for, I think, like hundreds of millions of dollars of damage to crops each year. It's those small white butterflies.
Moths? Are they moths?
I don't think it is a moth. I think there is a moth that affects them, but the main one is, it's called a small white butterfly. All right, one more, and then I'm just going to go.
In Sweden, they have a big problem with slugs or snails or something like that eating a lot of the crops.
I think they even call it like Pieris brassica. I think that's a scientific name for those butterflies too. Because like the scientific name of this bug has what it eats in the name. And I'm like, yeah. They're so pretty too. But I didn't have a problem with them until I started growing mustard. Okay. I think that's enough kill for me.
You can take 2 gallons of water and put a tablespoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of Dawn dish detergent and mix it up and spray it on your vegetables all the time, and you won't have no bug problems or mold.
All right, so I'm putting about a tablespoon of oil into my greens, and then I'm just massaging the heck out of them. And like, I'm kind of being rough with these guys. And what I'm doing is getting all those bitter compounds, I'm getting them out of the leaf as I'm breaking it, because those bitter compounds happen when the plant cell wall is broken. So as I'm doing that, I am getting those bitter compounds out, and the oil is absorbing it, since that bitterness is fat soluble.
That's
And
smart.
plus, I need oil for my saute, because I'm going to saute some onion and garlic before I add this and my cream to make my creamy eggs.
That's real smart.
Ooh, so
Hey
green.
everyone, please make sure you're tapping the screens. Please share the live. Please make sure you're following Food Talk TV and Taylor here. Ketchup is garbage. The mustard queen. All you have to do is search mustard queen, and she pops up.
Yeah.
Please tap the screen. Share the live.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to let this sit for a minute while I get my grits started. All right. So for my grits, where did I put those guys? All right. I have two different kinds. I have like a white and a yellow stone ground. I'm just going to do a little combo action with this. And you have the directions on the back of here. Typically it will say 1 part grits, 2 parts water. If you want it creamy, add milk. But those aren't your only 2 liquids you're allowed to use. No one's stopping you from doing heavy cream and chicken stock, or in my case, some cream, maybe half and half, and some shrimp stock. So good. Got my 1 cup of grits ready, and I'm gonna get 4 cups. My shrimp stock's not quite ready yet, so dang. I was expecting that to be ready a lot quicker. It's okay, I'll use some chicken stock, and then I'll stir in some of the stock, or I'll just save the stock for later.
That sounds good. Chicken broth instead of water. Tap the screens, you guys. Please make sure you're following. Please share the live. We have the mustard queen, Taylor, here cooking today. She is making creamy kale eggs, shrimp and grits, and a tea mocktail. She's already begun by mincing up the garlic and setting the ginger. The ginger and setting the tea bags to the side. And then she's deveined and butterflied shrimp. And she's also chopped up some kale and measured out some. She chopped up kale, Russian greens, and black magic greens, and now she's also measured out some grits, and she's about to start making the grits.
Because my shrimp stock's not ready, I'm just gonna start with some water. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This out of the way.
I'm from Georgia, and my granny always did water, cheese, and bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Bacon grease.
I have some pancetta I'm going to be using for my shrimp and grits. And while my stock's going, I'm also going to throw my veggie scraps in there. I did wash these before I started cutting, but I'm just going to throw them in with my shrimp stock here.
Thank you, Karen, for being here. Now, is that a shallot or a red onion?
It's a shallot. Yep, I got it at my Asian market. I am way in the wrong angle. There we go.
I get my shallots at the grocery store.
I mean, I typically do too, but I've been super disappointed with mine lately. Like, I'll take them home and the next day they'll be like soft. And this has happened to me multiple occasions. And then I saw these at the Asian market, and I've had them for 4 days now. So, I don't know. I think it's maybe my grocery store.
I love you too, Karen. Thank you for being here. I'm watching my friend play fetch with my cat. You have to show him like this and then throw it all the way over here.
Come on, Peel.
Oh, he don't know. Baby helper. So are you salting? Is that what that is? The stock?
Hmm?
Oh no, it's the leftover shallot.
Yeah, or like the skins.
Can you move the camera a little bit more towards you
There we
chopping?
go. Hmm?
A
There we
little
go.
bit more. Because the comment section is all in it. There we go. All right.
There we go.
Now, is that garlic?
Yes.
I am a garlic girl. I love
Me
garlic.
too.
20 more minutes.
Put that to the side. And then since these are already kind of tossed with the oil, I'm not going to add extra oil to my pan. Yeah. I was just wanting to have like a little light kind of brunchy item since
I love brunch.
shrimp and grits is a little heavy. I think I want these onions.
Oh, you look like me over there growing my green onions back.
Oh yeah, no, I am obsessed with them. I have too many little jars of green onions around.
That sounds good, Rhonda. She says, I use 1-on-1 water and milk for the liquid for the servings, finishing with cream and cheese.
Ooh.
Heavy whipping cream and cheese. Now, she is making creamy kale eggs today, shrimp and grits, and a tea mocktail. Please make sure you're tapping the screens. Let's try to get her to 5K likes, you guys, and please share this live with 5 of your friends and family.
We're going to save these for later.
You can throw those green onion shells in your stock too.
Yeah. You know, I do have one that I was going to cut that I was using earlier. I'm just going to throw that in there. But yeah, the shells, you're totally right on that. Oh yeah, I have this on high heat. Typically, I like making my stocks on lower heat because, you know, if you can really smell your food, that means those flavor molecules are also leaving with the water molecules. So
Yeah.
low and slow is typically the way to go for that reason, but I got an hour.
See, that's how me and you are a little bit different. You see food as science, and you embrace the science and learn about it that way and stuff like that. And I like to know flavor profiles. I like to combine, try new things, stuff like that. I like to also try to make Southern recipes a little bit more healthier and modern.
Which I love that.
And I don't like it that it's so much canned items. I want people to start using fresher frozen stuff. So
Oh yeah, I'm on board with the frozen stuff.
Because canned food contains so much more sodium than regular food, and your kidneys and your body don't need that. And trust me, you'll thank me when you're older.
I'll let this saute for just a little bit, and then I'm going to add cream, and I'm going to let this simmer, and then I'll swap over, and I'll start working on something else over here.
Hey, Taylor, we only have 14 people in here, and I don't think that's right. I think we should technical difficulties.
Third. All right.
All right.